Oh my God, Virginia! Old Dominion, fuck you, Virginia. Fucking bastards. Actually, to be honest, it's kind of hard. I've never hated Virginia before. Historically, Kentucky was a county of Virginia. The aristocracy, Isaac Shelby, Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone was a card-carrying member of Lord Dunmore. Lord Dunmore had his fucking hat and little curly cues coming out, little blonde curly cues, right? Because all them fucking bastards had to be fucking powdered wig wearing motherfucking pretty boys, right? So that's Virginia. Virginia is not an Indian territory. It's not named after Indians. It's named after the fucking aristocracy, monarchy, tyranny. That's what the fuck Virginia represents. Fucking Virginia. Fucking virgin. They named themselves after a virgin, but there ain't no virgins in Virginia. Fucking Virginia. There's Virginia's not as wonderful place as they try to make themselves out to be. There's the ones who started the fucking Civil War, right? Not started it, but they brought Robert E. Lee, former capital of the Confederacy. Robert E. Lee led the entire South into rebellion against the federal government. So after South Dakota seceded, Virginia's militia was the most important. But Robert E. Lee was made by Virginia. Virginia created Robert E. Lee. Virginia had the state seal had a Lady Liberty, and Virginia's state seal had her left tit, her left breast was exposed, right? Just like all those old Greek and Roman stuff, Michelangelo, Statue of David, nudity is like big thing, big beauty in ancient culture and art. But the Attorney General made sure it's covered up, so they're changing national symbols to adopt to their prudish, backwards way of thinking. Lady Liberty, her breast was exposed, so that's like Feminines going around with using their naked body. They had Sharia is not a constitution. Recently with Egypt, they cut down that cross after Pussy Riot went to jail in Russia. That was Ina Shevchenko. So they're using the woman's naked body as a fight for freedom, just like they did the German revolutions and French revolutions. You had the naked woman, you had the sword in the air. Yeah, so I mean, naked women have traditionally been used to, you know, fight the good cause, fight the revolution. To get revolutionary men to want to overthrow the tyrants to save their women, right? New York's Mayor Bloomberg told the New York Daily News Virginia is the #1 out-of-state source of crime guns in New York. So who's getting the crime guns? Who's giving the crime guns to the New Yorkers? Virginia. So good job, Virginia. You're creating crime in New York. Fucking Virginia. Bunch of irresponsible backwards. Think that they're fucking good, but they ain't good. They did vote for Obama, which I'm good, but it's because they got federal jobs. They're government employees there. So, also Virginia turns down gay couples who want to adopt. There's 1,600 children who need to be adopted in Virginia. So basically the state of orphans, orphan capital of the world. Not the capital world, but they got a lot of orphan children and they're not going to let gay couples adopt them. Attorney General Sue Sinelli doesn't just hate gay people, he also hates science. He's launched a 2-year witch hunt against the former University of Virginia climate scientist Michael Mann. The Union of Concerned Scientists posted a detailed timeline of the harassment. 2010, Rick Plitz at Climate Science Watch wrote, Virginia's combative right-wing state attorney general Ken Cuccinelli has issued a civil investigative demand calling on the University of Virginia to turn over a large quantity of material about climate scientists. Michael Mann, who was at the university during 1999 to 2005, among the documents he's demanded are all email and communications from Mann and 39 other scientists or referencing them. This is McCarthy-style inquisition. But yet another agent of global warming denial machine is taking fire, even from climate skeptics who are no friends of man. It sends a chilling message about academic freedom and the freedom of scientists and others to communicate with each other without fear that their communications will be published. 19th Century Energy, despite massive... Yeah, that's great. So Big Brother's here. Big Brother's even checking on scientists. What, did you send some science shit? We know what happened to Galileo. We know what happened to Einstein. We know what happened to Isaac Newton. Anytime a scientist comes by and they come up with some new shit, you guys hate him. Everybody hates the scientist who comes up with new shit. Stephen Hawking. Now, you guys are hating Stephen Hawking, but Stephen Hawking is right. He's talking about the universe, which we haven't been talking about forever. He's right. In addition to being right, Stephen Hawking is, the next generation will validate everything that Stephen Hawking is saying and coming up with. Just like we did with Einstein and Galileo and all the scientists before us. During their time, they're not appreciated, but you get past them, and we accept it as God-given truth. Yeah, of course there's gravity. Of course the sun we're revolving around the sun. The center is not in the middle of the world. Of course these things are true. Galileo, Einstein, Isaac Newton, these people were right, just like Stephen Hawking's right too. So, 19th Century Energy, despite massive public outcry, Old Dominion Electric Cooperative's plans to build the state's biggest coal-burning power plant in Surrey County near Williamsburg are moving forward. So, they're building more coal-burning plants. You want to put coal on Kentucky? Yeah, coal is in Kentucky. King Coal controls Kentucky, but Virginia's King Coal's bitches too. Y'all kissing King Coal's ass. Y'all going back to coal-burning plants. Y'all creating more coal plants. Environmental and human health costs of the plant are estimated to be quite high. The Cypress Creek Power Station would also emit each year more than 2,000 pounds of arsenic, a poison and carcinogen. So lots of arsenic everywhere, almost 7,000 pounds of benzene, carcinogen, 3,700 pounds of benzoyl chloride, which is used in chemical warfare, 113 pounds of beryllium, heavy metal and carcinogen, 274 pounds of cadmium, heavy metal, carcinogen, 1,390 pounds of chromium, metal and a carcinogen, more than 13,000 pounds of cyanide, which is poison, 356,000 pounds of hydrochloric acid gas, 924 pounds of lead, 2,600 pounds of manganese, and 818 pounds of mercury, which is toxic metals and powerful neurotoxins, especially in children. This doesn't take into account the ill effects of pollution from the sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, as well as the global warming pollution, coal ash waste, and mountaintop removal mining that would help feed it. Appalachian Voice reports have been predicted using the EPA-approved methodologies that this coal plant would cause serious health problems for those downwind over the course of its 60-year lifespan. Among other problems, analysts estimate that pollution from the plant would cause over 1,300 asthma ER visits and contribute to over 2,400 heart attacks and 200,000 lost work days. Despite all this, local officials in the town of Dendron, where the plant would be built, are moving ahead with the project. The EPA's announced regulations could rain on their parade. So, yeah, good. Kentucky's controlled by King Coal, and it's bullshit. Our electricity should be free here. We have coal, our fucking coal. It's supposed to be a commonwealth, but our coal, our natural resource isn't given it to us. It's not nationalized. Instead, it's sold to private companies who's been mining the shit out of it for decades. I doubt if there's any coal left. If there is any coal left, I don't know if there is. But it should be free. It's fucking bullshit how they do coal and how they do electric here. Electric rates keep on going. They keep on rising up. They try to say EPA is just shitty and is trying to take Kentucky down. The EPA ain't fucking Kentucky up. The pollution, the poverty, the economic backwardsness of the state is what's bringing it down. And if you did regulate King Coal, that wouldn't be a bad thing. They're just trying to make a shitload of money. Regulation would mean that they would protect your jobs. You would have worker rights and make sure they're not pouring fucking shit in your drinking water. That's all regulation would do. When people just make money just for the sake of making money, they don't give a fuck about any of these other things. They'll pour shit in your creeks if they can get away with it. If it's illegal, then they'll pay for it. Simple as that. Virginia also joined the national trend in the war on women. Governor McDonald signed a law requiring women to have an ultrasound prior to having an abortion. So before you have an abortion, you got to get an ultrasound. The final bill that was signed into law removed the language from an earlier version that would have required many women to have a transvaginal ultrasound. the transvaginal ultrasound. So I guess you check the baby through the vagina, which in the uproar of the provision sparked cries of state-sanctioned rape. So Virginia wants state-sanctioned rape. Before you have a baby, you gotta have an ultrasound. This is the pro-lifers. Then once you have an ultrasound, so you look at the baby and you see that it's got a face and a heartbeat and you love it and you don't give an abortion. That's the point of having an ultrasound. But since they're forcing you to have an ultrasound, they're forcing some doctor to reach your fucking hand up your fucking vagina or shove some fucking instrument or some shit. I don't know how transvaginal ultrasound works. But you have to do that for women. So even now, the law now does not require transvaginal ultrasounds. It's still a bad deal. It's medically unnecessary. It costs anywhere from $200 to $1,200. May not be covered by insurance because medically it's unnecessary. It requires a 24-hour waiting period between the ultrasound and the abortion, which can be difficult for many women who have to travel for the procedure, have to take time away from work or school. Studies show that ultrasounds don't help inform women about their decisions. They already know that they're pregnant, and most of all, it's politically motivated. It's a war on women. They just want to make women's lives harder. That's all they're doing. Virginia, you guys going backwards, okay? Y'all building fucking more coal-burning power plants. In spite of being an ex-slave and leader of the southern states, the First Nation nevertheless elect a rainbow governor. So y'all elected a rainbow governor, Doug Wilder. But y'all not letting gay couples get children, adopt children when you have 1,600 children that needs to be adopted. You guys are focused on, the boob or your old fucking seal being exposed. Come on, Virginia. Y'all need to get your fucking head out of your fucking asses. Y'all want to act like you're better than everybody? You ain't better than everybody. West Virginia, they was against slavery. West Virginia was right on that account. So, and y'all King Cole whores. Y'all sucking the dick of King Cole. Kentucky's got its problems, but all y'all states, all the rest of y'all states got problems too. Quit fucking with Kentucky, Virginia.